The next day I went back to bed for a while after they were gone. Then I got up and went to the front room and looked out between the drapes. The young housewife was again sitting on her steps across the street. She had on a different, sexier dress. I looked at her a long time. Then I masturbated slowly and at leisure. I bathed and dressed. I found some empty bottles in the kitchen and cashed them in at the grocery. I found a bar on the avenue and went in and ordered a draft beer. There were a great many drunks in there playing the jukebox, talking loudly and laughing. Now and then, a new beer arrived in front of me. Somebody was buying. I drank. I began talking to people. Then I looked outside. It was evening, almost dark. The beers kept arriving. The fat woman who owned the bar and her boyfriend were friendly. I went outside once to fight somebody. It wasn't a good fight. We were both too drunk, and there were large potholes in the asphalt surface of the parking lot that made our footing difficult. We quit. I awakened much later in an upholstered red booth at the back of the bar. I got up and looked around. Everybody was gone. The clock said 3:15. I tried the door. It was locked. I went behind the bar and got myself a bottle of beer, opened it, came back, and sat down. Then I went and got myself a cigar and a bag of chips. I finished my beer, got up, and found a bottle of vodka, one of scotch, and sat down again. I mixed them with water. I smoked cigars and ate beef jerky, chips, and hard-boiled eggs. I drank until 5 a.m. I cleaned the bar then, put everything away, went to the door, let myself out. As I did, I saw a police car approach. They drove along slowly behind me as I walked. After a block, they pulled up alongside. An officer stuck his head out. "Hey, buddy." Their lights were in my face. "What are you doing?" "Going home." "You live around here?" "Yes." "Where?" 2122 Longwood Avenue. "What were you doing coming out of that bar?" "I'm the janitor." "Who owns the bar?" "A lady named Jewel." "Get in." I did. "Show us where you live." They drove me home. "Now get out and ring the bell." I walked up the drive. I went up on the porch, rang the bell. There was no answer. I rang again several times. Finally the door opened. My mother and father stood there in their pajamas and robes. "You're drunk!" my father screamed. "Yes." "Where do you get the money to drink? You don't have any money." "I'll get a job." "You're drunk! You're drunk! My son is a drunk! My son is a goddamn no-good drunk!" The hair on my father's head was standing up in crazy tufts. His eyebrows were wild, his face puffed and flushed with sleep. "You act as if I had murdered somebody." "It's just as bad." "Oh, shit." Suddenly I vomited on their Persian Tree of Life rug. My mother screamed. My father lunged toward me. "Do you know what we do to a dog when he shits on the rug?" "Yes." He grabbed the back of my neck. He pressed down, forcing me to bend at the waist. He was trying to force me to my knees. "I'll show you." "Don't." My face was almost into it. "I'll show you what we do to dogs." I came up from the floor with a punch. It was a perfect shot. He staggered back all the way across the room and sat down on the couch. I followed him over. "Get up." He sat there. I heard my mother, "You hit your father! You hit your father! You hit your father!" She screamed and ripped open one side of my face with her fingernails. "Get up," I told my father. "You hit your father!" She scratched my face again. I turned to look at her. She got the other side of my face. Blood was running down my neck, was soaking my shirt, pants, shoes, the rug. She lowered her hands and stared at me. "Have you finished?" She didn't answer. I walked back to the bedroom thinking, I better find myself a job.